and welcome to the Helsinki Live Festival here in Finland.
Aurinko paistaa ja Guns N' Roses fanit alkaa pikkuhiljaa täyttää Käpylän festivaalialuetta. Danko Jones soittaa taka-alalla, mut mitä Lilli, mitä tapahtuu?
But we are here to enjoy the atmosphere. But hey, Jonna is further than backstage behind the line.
It's been going great, you know. It's we've hit Asia, Canada, South America, Central America, now Europe. So about 8-9 months on the road, and got another probably who knows how long.
I heard you have sick.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling a lot better than I was. Yeah, I stayed in my room for about 2 days. So my only friend in Finland is my the room service lady.
You work with Michael Monroe as well, am I right?
Yeah, I wrote with him for this record that he's getting ready to do, and had Guns not decided to do this tour, I'd probably be playing with him today. I don't know that people need to be more sober. I think you know, being not sober helps fuel young bands. You know, but I think as for us that have been doing it for a long time, it's sort of essential if we want to continue.
So
Stay alive and stuff.
It's hard to work with Axel?
No, I mean, no, I don't have any problem working with Axel. He's great to be around. He's great to hang with.
Axel is you know, I've worked with a lot of artists. I've produced a lot of people, from Neil Diamond to Motley to so many people, and Axel is incredibly gifted. You know, he'll sit down at the piano, and I'm just like, you know, man, you know, he has a lot of great stuff up his sleeve that no one's ever heard.
You're pretty young.
I'm not that young.
I think you're younger than me.
I don't know. I'm 37.
Okay.
I'm old. The passion outside the U.S. For rock music is you know, far from being dead, and you know, the audiences. It's so great to see people out in the crowd that listen to their heart. They don't care what people tell them is cool and what's not cool. Like, you know, they go with what they feel and believe, and I have a lot of respect for that, and I wish the States were more like that.
Helsinki Live-festivaali pauhaa täyttä häkää tuolla taustalla. Vieressäni istuu Antti Salminen. Okei, puhutaan pikkusen tämän tapahtuman historiasta, että miten tää lähti niinku käyntiin? Mistä tuli idea järjestää Helsinkiin tämmönen niinku jättimäinen yhden päivän rockfestivaali?
No oikeastaan ajatus lähti siitä, että meidän promottori, tai oikeastaan meidän agentti Tanskassa, joka välittää meille artisteja, niillä oli tällainen kuin Copenhagen Live-tapahtuma tulossa. Ja sit vähän pohdittiin asioita, tuli mieleen, että tällaisen voisi tehdä tänne Helsinkiin, ja varmaan voisi sanoa, että yhtenä ehtona oli se, että me saataisiin tää tänne niinku sisälle kaupunkiin, tänne Käpylään. Sitten päädyttiin, ja tää on aika harvinaislaatuinen tilanne, koska täällä ei ole ikinä saanut tällaista näin isoa järjestää. Tää oli hirveän rumpa saada näitä kaiken maailman lupia ja muita, niin sit kun me saatiin tää paikka ja näin poispäin, niin sit me ajateltiin, että kyllä tää pitää järjestää täälläkin.
Tell me about the sound of Danko Jones.
It's simple and you don't have to think too much.
This is it.
And you just see it and you're like, either you like it or you don't, and
well,
you know, like it's pretty cut and dry, and like, you know, and not everyone will like it, but like people who get it, they're like, okay, I get this. This is just high adrenaline, and it's fun, and it's tongue-in-cheek. You know what I mean, right?
You talk a lot, and you really work with the crowd.
I love. That's my favorite part of the show is the banter in between the songs. The songs we've done a million times, but it's the banter show to show. You never know what's going to happen. Like today, you know, you never know what's going to happen. So it's always fun. That's the most fun, and I think the audience appreciates the fact that like we're not going through the motions. We're really connected with the audience, and we're really like, we're there, we're present, and we want to get into it as much as they do, you know.
Jos Axl Rose stage divaa, niin mihin ruumiin osaan te tartutte?
No tarviiko sitä naisena, kun multa ainakaan kysyy?
Ei. Hiuksiin.
Meisseli tietenkin. Perseeseen.
Kaikki käy.
I grew up in Boulder, which is kind of a unique little city. Couldn't wait to get out of there, I think, like everybody else. And now I go back there and like, why did I leave? I was 21 years old and I moved to LA. And I've been stuck out there ever since. I was in a band called The Wild, and like all the other bands in LA at the time, and there were thousands of bands in the 1980s in LA because that's where you had to go in order to, have the success that you dreamed about and saw on MTV and all that. So all these bands would be like the biggest band in their hometown, like Des Moines or Sacramento or Denver, where I was, eventually started hanging out. And you get out there and you're back on the bottom of the totem pole, and then you got to work your way up. And that band had some success, but there was so much energy out there at the time, and bands would just come and go. Most of the bands that went out there, it just beat the hell out of them, and they gave up and went home. And during that time, I met Axl and the guys in Guns N' Roses, and they were very popular at the time. They were pretty much the kings of the scene at that moment. And yeah, the rest is sort of history, I guess. Axl wanted me in the band eventually as a keyboard player, and unlike most people in that godforsaken town, he actually lives up to his words. He came and found me, and I had to leave the Wild, but we weren't having as much success as we would have liked anyway at the time. It was a great band though, very tight, and we worked really, really hard, so it sort of helped mold me into the derelict I am today. Hand My Rocks had quite the influence on all the bands, really. Bands that had already been signed and bands that were coming up, including myself. I still listen to that music from time to time just to grab some inspiration.
Pidättekö te enemmän tällaisesta yhden päivän festivaalista ja ratikalla himaa vai 3 päivää ja kun teltat pystyy?
Jos on oikeasti hyvä keli, niin se on ihan riittävää. Sä pystyt kyllä ottaa ja antaa kaiken siinä päivässä.
Mä tykkään kyllä pitkistä festareista enemmän, kun tehtiin tottua siihen festarielämään silleen ja eläytyä siihen silleen kunnolla.
3 päivää ja teltat pystyy ehdottomasti.
Ja nimenomaan teltat pystyy.
Kyllä mun mielestä tää toimii aika hyvin.
Kun pääsee kotiin kuitenkin sit yöksi.
One day is good. One day is good. Is enough.
I think in some ways, in a lot of ways, it's made things easier for the average musician or people coming up, kids now, because if you choose not to, you don't have to go through a giant corporation. You don't have to go through a big record. You can make a record in your damn living room and put it out the next day if you want. But also, any dreams of becoming rich and be the rock star that you see on TV or that you dream about, it's almost impossible now. There's just not as much money to be made, to be had. But it's not really about money. It is if you got kids to feed and stuff, like I did for many years and still do. So you gotta hustle. You definitely have to hustle. Self-promotion is a huge part of it, and the internet is there for you to do that. But the internet giveth and the internet taketh away as well. So, it's good and bad, I guess.
Kohti uusia festareita.